Perfect. G-Wagon time! This is the Mercedes G-Wagon, the G63. No messing about with this one. This is the full fat AMG 4-litre V8, 577 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. This is a full beast. This is the sort of car that you drive if you live in a gymnasium and you're so big and muscular that you can't possibly be seen in anything else. It is a true beast in every sense of the word. So let's start with it. So it came out in 2018. This one is a 2019 car. It's for sale at the moment. I will put the link to it down below in the description so you can go and have a look at the full listing of the car. Yeah, so this one came out in 2018 and it totally transformed the previous G-Wagon that had been around since I think 1979. Obviously there'd been facelifts and things since then, but truly it was still like a military vehicle until they stopped making it. When did they stop making it? Maybe like 2016, 17, something like that. And like, yeah, you could totally tell that the only thing it was designed for back in the day was military use and farmyard use. A bit like the Land Rover Defender, like that's what that was made for. The Willys Jeep, that sort of thing. They're all from the same sort of era. And now finally, Mercedes have given this car a proper chassis. It really rides. I can't explain how much better this one is than the last one. It's just, they could have called it a different car, like not called it a G-Wagon, and it's like, it's so different. It's so different. Inside, obviously, we're bang up to date now with the new technology. Mercs have absolutely smashed it in the last few years. In my opinion, they've taken over Audi in King of the Interior game. They've really sorted it out. They weren't very good, but now they yeah, now they're probably the best out there on the market, in my opinion. The new steering wheel is now, this wheel is now an option in a lot of Mercedes, but it's really at home in this thing. Big chunky wheels, huge grip, buttons and things, switches all over it. Really nice car. You've also now got digital display, so you can drive along and have different screens on. You change on the wheel how many screens you've got and all sorts of things, and a massive, great big map or infotainment system to use there. Just looking down at this, I can tell you that now, and this is a sign of the times, we're currently running on 4 cylinders. Obviously it's a V8, but now it's a V4. You can't, and then it went off it there. You can't tell any difference in the feel of it or the sound of it, or going on or off those banks of cylinders. Very clever. Obviously that improves the fuel economy greatly, because I mean, when you're just pottering around town like I am now, 25 miles an hour, you're not needing to you're not needing a V8, really. You don't need it. It might be fun. Just saw Sarah going the other way, who I work with. So what was I going on and on about? Yeah, so now it's it'll do, so they say, about 21 miles per gallon, which may not sound brilliant, but I think for the size of, you know, look at the proportions of this thing. It's enormous. It weighs about 2.5 tons. It has the aerodynamics of David Coulthard's chin. it's just like a huge shipping container with headlights and a thumping great big V8 motor. So yeah, it's never going to be doing hundreds of miles per gallon. So I think that's pretty competitive with the rivals. SVR, you're probably going to be doing about the same. Round town, you're probably looking like mid-teens. On a run, 20, 25, depending on how you drive. So I think that's all right. But let's be honest, you're not buying a £150,000 car if you care remotely about the fuel economy. What you care about is the luxury that is in here, and there is plenty of luxury on offer. Huge, great, big, comfy seats with big bolsters. It's a shame I can't really show it to you, but when I go around a corner, the seat bolsters push up on the other side. So if I'm going around a left-hand bend, the right-hand bolster pushes up to keep me perfectly square in my seat, so I'm not flopping around, which is a really nice touch. And a few cars do this now, but this has done it particularly well. What else can I tell you about this behemoth of a vehicle? Well, I can tell you that this one has 4,700 miles on the clock. It feels as tight as a drum, as you'd expect for an expensive car with low mileage and only 6 months or so old, maybe a year now. So yeah, I mean, it's built brilliantly. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what I will tell you, and actually I'm going to pull over and demonstrate my point here, because the old G-Wagon, right, there was some things, it was largely hopeless at being a road car, but there were some things that were like quite cool about it that they've carried on from here. Now it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but for the G-Wagon audience and the G-Wagon lovers out there, they will be pleased to hear that they've kept some things. So, number one, right? That was a clue to it. Number one, you have to slam the door with all of your might to shut it. That's like, it's an inconvenience, but that's something that the old one did. They've carried that on purpose. But if I can find the button for it, which I don't know where it is. Hang on, I'll tell you by driving away. When the door locks lock, it sounds like you've just locked a tank. So listen. Ready? There. It sounds like a gun. Like, that's what it sounds like. It's mental that they've left that in there. They could have made that refined and silent like in every other Mercedes or every other luxury car, but they haven't. They've made it sound like a proper G-Wagon. Talking of sounds, let's put the window down slightly and in the back, because the exhaust is just here, which means that when you are feeling a bit fruity and you've got it in dynamic mode that I've just selected, and put your foot down, you know about it. Wow! Now, I don't know if you noticed, but this may well be a four-wheel drive car, but we just lost traction on all four wheels. So yeah, I mean, the chassis isn't as refined and well made and well sorted as the likes of an SVR, as the likes of a Lamborghini Urus, or like I don't know, an Audi RSQ8, which is the same as an Urus, but don't say anything. Yeah, it still wants to handle like a tank, but that's part of its charm, you know. That's part of why you buy a G-Wagon. So I don't fault it for that. It's bloody quick though, really, really fast. It's got so much torque. I don't know the exact figure off the top of my head of the torque, but it's a lot. It's more than you could ever possibly need. Yeah, it really feels like it put your foot down in any gear and it just throws you back in your seat and you're hurtled down the road, which is a lot of fun. So let's put it back into comfort mode, and I can show you. I mean, it doesn't help that I'm going over the world's lumpiest roads with speed bumps on, but let's put it in comfort mode now and see. Exhaust off, see how quiet and refined it is, because it can truly do both. Let's demonstrate this by going on a smooth road for a start, because otherwise this is an unfair test. Right, this bit of road should be smoother, and let's see how quiet and comfortable we can be in the G-Wagen. So here we are, 30 miles an hour. Pretty good, huh? Pretty nice. You could really do a long journey in this car if you wanted to. You could use it as your everyday car. Whereas the other one, the old one rather, looked cool on the outside. This has kept that the same look, but they've made it so you can actually use it as a car, which is what you want from a car, isn't it? To be able to use it every day. Quiet comfort, finish in the office, finish on the training pitch, whatever you're doing, just jump in your car. It looks badass on the outside, but on the inside you can be relaxing and quiet and comfortable. It's got a great sound system on here as well, the Burmeister sound system, which sounds really good, and you can play absolute bangers out of it, and you don't have to listen to anything on the outside because your ears are bleeding from whatever you want to play. So, I mean, I think that pretty much wraps up this video. It's just a short little insight into the G-Wagon, the new version, and yes, don't forget to check out the link down below, and you can buy this car. You can buy this very car that I'm driving right now. We also have another one available in black, if that's what you prefer. And yeah, give us a follow on Instagram, blah 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 blah, and see you soon.